Our mind-body connection is foundational for our mental health and our well-being. And when we experience that disconnect, hello, welcome to Authentically Aligned, a wellness podcast where we speak on all things wellness, from fitness and nutrition to meditation and mindfulness, healing, growth, self-help, and so much more. If you are a new listener, welcome to the podcast. And if you are a returning listener, thank you so much for your love and support. And I want you to know that I'm sending you that same love and support right back. On today's episode, I want to talk about the power of mind-body connection and the reality that so many of us are disconnected from our bodies and we are moving through life in a way that is misaligned and misconnected, which leads to different symptoms such as burnout or anxiety. And when we're able to really connect to our bodies, it helps us to really thrive throughout our lives. So what is mind-body connection? Mind-body connection is the relationship between our mental and emotional states and our physical well-being. Mind-body connection suggests that our thoughts, our feelings, our behaviors influence our physical well-being and vice versa. The interconnectedness shows that our mind and our body are not separate entities, but they're working together collectively, constantly to create balance within. And the way that we connect our mind and our body contributes to our own personal mindfulness. If we are able to fully immerse ourselves and connect our mind and our body, it allows us to bring presence to every moment. It allows us to exist in every moment rather than our mind being so disconnected that it's not even in the same place as our body, which oftentimes happens and is a result of anxiety, stress, burnout. All of these symptoms can come from the disconnection of the mind and the body. And this is why our mind-body connection is foundational for our mental health and our well-being. And when we experience that disconnect, oftentimes it reflects in our mental state or in our physical well-being as well. Mind-body connection is something that I speak on a lot. It's something that I share the concept of very frequently with a lot of my clients, especially in sound healing, because as I am facilitating sound and as I am guiding through different breath works, I encourage each of my participants to connect to their body. And in a sound bath, it's super powerful in connecting to your body because you are able to feel each sound hitting each different part of your body, hitting each different chakra in your body. And when you are able to actively feel and do a body scan of where the sound is resonating or where you're feeling the frequency throughout your body, you are experiencing that true interconnectedness of mind and body. And in the same way, you can do that with breath work. You don't have to have sound in order to find that presence and connectedness with your body. You can sit and close your eyes and take a few deep breaths and envision that breath continuing to expand throughout your body and then release throughout your body, moving its way through all extremities. And you're gonna feel that same mind-body connection. I was so fortunate this past weekend. I went to see Eckhart Tolle And it was an incredible experience. And my biggest takeaway from the experience and getting to hear him speak is how important your mind-body connection is in your consciousness and in staying present in each and every single moment. Because if you're feeling disconnected from your body, it's as if your mind has left your body and you are unconsciously being, you are unconsciously existing. And it is a complete disconnected way of life. When you know the difference and when you start to practice this, you are able to feel the difference between when you are truly connected and when you are going through life in autopilot and feeling that disconnection from your body. So being disconnected from your body is very costly. And there are many costs that come with being disconnected from your body. But what do those costs look like? So the first cost is that living in your head creates an energetic and an emotional imbalance. When you are constantly living in your head, you are creating these thoughts, you are creating this reality, but you are not present in your own reality. And so often your body is very telling of your present reality. It's very telling. And when we start to really find that mind-body connectedness, we become more intuitive. We are able to listen to our gut feelings. But what happens is we are disconnected to our body, and then we try and use our gut feeling and we try and listen to that. We try and use our intuition, but what's really coming up and what's really coming out is not our intuition. It's not our gut feeling. What it is anxiety or fear or doubt that we've created in our head that we think is connected to our body. But because we're not listening to our body, because there's a disconnect, because our frequency between our mind and our body is not at the same frequency, we're not able to properly communicate. So just as we talk about communication in relationships and how that has to be actively open and we have to be on the same wavelength and the same frequency to effectively communicate, you have to apply that to the connection that you have with yourself, to the connection that you have with your mind and your body, and recognize that your mind and your body are not separate entities, but we've created them to be separate entities because we are constantly living in our head and out of our body. And this disconnection, like I said, is always going to shine through. It's going to shine through in anxiety. It's going to shine through in chronic overthinking, chronic stress. It's going to shine through in numbness. It's going to shine through in tension. And you're going to start to feel these symptoms, or maybe there are symptoms that you presently have because your mind and your body are so far apart. And then what becomes most costly is the impact that the disconnection has on us. We don't necessarily realize or we don't think about the impact that it can have on us to be disconnected between our mind and our body, because our mind goes everywhere our body goes. Our body goes everywhere our mind goes. So it's hard for us to comprehend that there might be a disconnection. But when you are disconnected from your body, when your mind isn't connected, it impacts your intuition, it impacts your creativity, it impacts your relationships, it impacts the way that you show up for yourself. Because what you're really doing, if you are showing up for yourself, but you're showing up for yourself from a place of being in your head, you're showing up for your ego. You're showing up for what you think is showing up for yourself, not what your body needs in that moment, not the feeling of your body and listening to your body and listening to your spirit and connecting your mind to those things. And then it has an impact on your everyday life. It has an impact on your authenticity. It has an impact on your truth. It has an impact on your purpose and the way that you show up every single day. Finding the connection between your mind and body is so powerful. And when you are able to use that power and step into that power, there are so many benefits that come along with creating and cultivating this experience and the connection and the relationship that you have with yourself. Your body is a portal to presence, to being present in the moment, to being still, to being aware, to enjoying each moment exactly as it is, exactly where you are. And when you are able to open this portal, you open a portal to healing, to self-discovery, to your inner guidance, to your inner voice. But experiencing that disconnection moves you further and further away from these things. Reconnecting not only allows you to feel your emotions, but it provides you with a sense of clarity. Because if we're disconnected and we're suppressing our emotions, there's nothing clear. There is question, there is thought constantly, and that's what breeds the overthinking. But there is no true clarity of our own personal experience. And when we are able to feel our emotions, it allows us to show up with a different sense of presence, a different sense of purpose. And then in finding this reconnection, you also regulate your nervous system. You put your nervous system into a safe, healthy space rather than a state of chaos, rather than a space of inconsistency or uncertainty. Because when you're able to connect to yourself, you are certain of who you are, of what's important to you, of how you feel. And you're able to move through life in a flow state, in a state of emotional, psychological, and physiological well-being. And when you experience this balance of all things, it creates self-trust. Self-trust creates confidence. And confidence allows you to be and exist exactly as you are in every single moment. Like I said before, your intuition is strongly connected to the connection that you have with your mind and your body. It allows you to experience gut feelings, sensations, emotional cues, and these are all forms of intelligence within your body, not just within your mind, but having the emotional well-being, the emotional intelligence to discern and connect to your body. When you're connected to your body becomes a compass. You can fully trust and put faith in the guidance that you are receiving because you are connected to yourself. And when you're able to quiet the noise around and you're able to turn inward, this also helps you to cultivate your connection that you have with God or with whomever your higher power is. You have the power to strengthen your intuition, to strengthen your inner knowing, to strengthen that voice inside your head all through connection to your body, through stillness, through breath work, and through awareness. We store so many emotions in our body, and suppressed emotions become pain, they become tension, and worst of all, they become illness. And the reason that we are unable to release these emotions, the reason that we are suppressing these emotions is because we are experiencing a disconnect in our body. It's because we are not able to feel what is going on inside of our body. You can't think your way into healing your body. You have to feel your way through your body in order to heal these things. In order for you to heal, you have to understand, I'm experiencing tension in my neck. I'm experiencing tightness in my chest. And yes, these are common experiences. These are things that people frequently experience. But do they ever sit and feel through the pain and understand the pain and understand why the pain is showing up? What are you holding on to? What are you not releasing? We store these things. It comes in a clenched jaw. It comes in raised shoulders. It comes with a tightened forehead. It comes when we don't allow ourselves to soften. But in order to allow ourselves to soften, we have to understand, comprehend, and work through the things that are bringing that tension, the things that are bringing that tightness. We have to sit with the emotions. We have to release the emotions. We have to connect to our body. Something as simple as stretching, something as simple as a restorative yoga practice, a deep stretch where you're able to work through all areas of your body. I have been able to witness the power of this connection in many, many of my clients. Clients who are healing through emotional processes, clients who are healing through trauma, clients who are healing through struggling and battling with addiction, struggling and battling with not knowing themselves. And when they are able to find that presence and connection with their body through stretch, through light movement, through taking the time to breathe through a movement and understand how it feels in our body and understand where we can let go and release, we are able to start to fully connect to our bodies, and we are able to fully start to heal our bodies, our minds, and the connection that they have with each other. You know, oftentimes we experience this disconnection from our body because we experience some sort of trauma. And when we experience this trauma, rather than working through it and processing it and feeling it and diving deep, that's the hardest thing to do. But when we don't do those things, what happens is we create this disconnect from our body because we don't want to accept the reality of the things that we have been through. We don't want to accept the reality of the things that maybe our bodies have been through. And so it's easier for us to take our mind out of our body, experience that disconnection, and continue flowing through life. But unfortunately, eventually, these traumas, these emotions, these stored, built up energies, they're going to come to the surface. They're going to show in one way or another, whether that is through anxiety, whether that is through having a breakdown, whether that is through illness or sickness or aches and pains or injuries in our body. So understanding that although it may be difficult in the moment to process through these things, it may be difficult to sit with your body and connect to your body. You are only doing not only your body, but your mind and yourself as a whole a service by taking care of and cultivating these things, and a disservice when you are not taking care of and cultivating these things. So how do we process through these things? What are modalities that are going to help us find that interconnectedness between our mind and our body, that are going to help us work through these emotions, these traumas, and allow us peace between our mind and our body? Allow our mind and our body to come back together and make us whole again. There's so many modalities. Something that is so simple that I spoke about earlier is breath work. Closing your eyes, envisioning your breath moving and expanding throughout your body, up into your head, down to your toes, out to your fingertips. Taking deep inhales and deep exhales and allowing yourself to feel that experience. That experience is such a profound experience. It allows you not only to connect to your body, but it allows you to understand your truest self, your essence, your being in its entirety. It takes you out of whatever space you're in, and it puts you exactly where you are. You could have the same experience in a crowd full of chaos that you would have sitting on a private island on a beach by yourself. But you create that experience. You create that safety. You create that presence. And that in itself is so empowering to experience the presence and the connection that you feel when you are able to connect to your body through your breath, through your life. Your life is powered by your breath. And when you can connect to that and show gratitude and appreciate your breath, you almost instantly find that mind-body connection. Another way that you can find the connection between your mind and body is through somatic practices. This could look like tapping. This could look like shaking. This could look like even just doing a body scan. Taking a minute to close your eyes and experience how your body is feeling all the way from the top of your head down to the tips of your toes. And in that, noticing where you're feeling places of tightness, tension. Noticing areas where you could relax a little bit more. Noticing areas where you could stretch, or maybe use a foam roller, or maybe use a massage gun, or maybe use a tennis ball or a lacrosse ball to work through and release some of that stored up tension that's in your body. Somatic practices are so powerful because it truly represents the essence of mind-body connection. And then, of course, like I said, sound healing is a wonderful modality for connecting to your body because it not only brings you into the present moment, it not only brings you presence with your body, but when you are able to create the feeling and connect to the feeling of the frequencies hitting your body, you are experiencing a true mind-body connection. And this mind-body connection can also happen through intuitive movement. It can also happen through yoga and just flowing through your body. Something that I have mentioned before on the podcast is for many, many, many years, I was disconnected from my body. And I didn't realize it because I grew up dancing. From the age of 2 years old until forever, I was a a dancer and I was dancing. So the comprehension of me being disconnected from my body didn't make sense to me. There's no way. I'm always moving my body. My mind connects to my body because my mind tells my body what to do. But I was experiencing a disconnect because I was so much in my head about the movement rather than in my body with the movement. And something that really allowed me to fully experience this true connection and this true immersion of mind-body connection was practicing yoga. Because when I first started practicing yoga as a dancer, my thought was, I need every move to be perfect. I need to look exactly like the instructor. I need to do every move exactly as the instructor is doing it. And of course, there are movements that you need to do properly to prevent injury. But when I was able to get out of my head and go into a yoga practice where I was just feeling my body, through the entire flow of a practice, I was able to connect to my body and feel what felt good, what didn't feel good, and listen to my body. I wasn't worried about what my body looked like. I wasn't worried about if I was doing the move correctly. I was worried about how the practice felt in my body, how I could connect my breath to my body in order to get the full benefit of the movement, of the flow. And that was probably one of the most beautiful and profound experiences that I had in reconnecting to and recreating the relationship that I have between my mind and my body. And this doesn't have to be done through a yoga practice. This can be done, like I said, through a body scan or through a light stretch where you're just feeling every part of your body and you're bringing awareness to every part of your body. And then something that is really powerful, and I find to be really powerful as well, is using massage to connect to your body. Therapeutic touch helps you to create a sense of grounding. It helps you to notice parts of your body and really feel through them and connect to places in your body. I go into every massage that I go into with intention. And oftentimes there are emotions or feelings or traumas that come up as I am experiencing a massage. We all want a massage to be relaxing, but we have to understand that there is a process to getting to that point of relaxation. And if you have years and years and years of built up emotion and built up trauma stored in your body, you're not going to be able to fully experience that relaxation until you connect to those things that you need to release. So using massage as a powerful tool, using a therapeutic massage as a powerful tool to help you process through things and then also connect back into your body. And then in addition to all of these modalities, there are daily practices that you can do every single day to help create and cultivate this relationship and this connection and this interconnectedness, this harmony within your body. Starting your morning with a body check-in. Checking in with your entire body, taking note of how your body is feeling, and then moving into conscious breath work, where again, you allow that breath to expand to every extremity of your body. Every part of your body is experiencing that breath and feeling that breath. And that allows you to connect first thing in the morning before you are able to, or before you start to connect to anything else. Connect to your body. And then taking time to move your body intuitively throughout the day. Even if it's just noticing that you're feeling tightness or tension in your shoulders or your neck, and taking a few minutes to do a few head circles or roll your shoulders around. Taking time to intentionally move your body. It takes 2 minutes. It can take 5 minutes. It could take 10 minutes, however long you need to just tap back in to connecting to your body. And then taking moments to ask your body what it needs. Ask your body, do I need to stretch? Do I need more water? Do I need to eat? Do I need to breathe? Do I need to ground myself? Do I need to regulate my nervous system? Frequently asking yourself these questions allows you to do these check-ins, and then it allows you to act upon the check-ins and decide what it is you need in that moment to best connect to your body. And then this practice is perfect because if you listen to the podcast previous, we talked about overstimulation and reducing anything that overstimulates you allows you the time, the space, the energy to listen to your body, to tap back in. Finding environments, finding people, places, practices, instances that bring you a sense of peace and that are going to allow your mind and your body to connect in a peaceful way, to find balance and harmony in a peaceful way, and being intentional about creating and cultivating those environments. As you think about connecting to your body, recognize that this interconnectedness that you have to build, that you have to create, but this interconnectedness, this peace, this balance, this harmony, it brings you closer to your truth. The more you reconnect to your body, the more connected you are to your truth. The more connected you are to your truth, the more you are able to live authentically as you. Understanding that your body is not separate from your healing. Your body is a pathway to your healing. And when you bring that presence into your body, you are able to actively heal your mind, your body, and the connection between the two. This week, I encourage you to take the time to slow down. Take the time to find stillness. Take the time to listen to, connect to your body. Find your essence. Experience your own aura. Experience your own being. And connect back to your body. I am sending you so much love and light this week. Have a beautiful week.